Everyone, and welcome to the Zen Planner webinar on unique selling propositions. Today we're going to be covering kind of what unique selling propositions are, why you need them, and why they're important to help grow your business and obtain leads. My name is Austin Bondison, and I'm the Customer Engagement Manager here at Zen Planner.
And I'm Brianne. I'm the PPC Specialist here at Zen Planner.
So today Brianne's going to be covering like I said, unique selling propositions, and she's going to be doing a presentation that we'll be sending out at the end of the webinar, as well as the recording. So you'll be able to watch this if you need to at another time, in case you need to step out at any point or if you join late. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pass the screen share over to her, and she'll get us started.
Okay, so USP, or unique selling proposition, is a really important piece of your business and strategy. So today we're going to go over what is a USP, why you need one. We're kind of going to dig a little bit deeper into your audience and buyer personas as well. And then we'll also talk about how you create one and kind of the best brands out there that have some really, really unique selling propositions. So, what is a USP? It is pretty much what your business stands for. So, when you created your business, you probably were filling a need in your community. Whatever that need is really important to create that USP. So, it's what sets your business apart from others, and it's what makes your business stand out. So, it identifies why your business is a better choice over competitors and why your potential customers should choose you instead of someone else. So, why are you special? Why did you start your business? If you don't have a USP, start with the people, and then we'll create a solution from there. So it also kind of ties into your marketing strategy a little bit as well. So if you have a really strong USP, you can use that to market your brand, and then that's going to help people understand, what you really stand for, what need or goal that you're solving, and then that will make people want to try your business more. So this is kind of a little graph on where you should really be. So this is where you should fit in, something that you do well and something that your client wants. Be careful not to go into these spaces. We don't want to do what your competitors do well because that doesn't make you unique. You want to be so different that people know you for a specific thing and they could never get it anywhere else. So the 5 basic elements of a USP are, the first one is it needs to be unique. So you're trying to stand out from a crowd, not get lost in it. So why should your customers choose you over the competitors? This is what really makes you unique. You should also really appeal to your audience. So unique traits don't count. Our unique traits count for nothing unless they're desirable to your target market. So what does that target market want? What do they need? That's what you want to fulfill. Your USP really gets to the point. So we don't really want a paragraph-long USP. You want it to be short and sweet so that people can really understand and know what you're all about just at a brief glance. It's also memorable. So it gets prospects thinking about when you have a problem and then you're solving it. So if you want people to remember you, if they see your ad, if they see your storefront, you really want to make yourself stand out because if they see you and then maybe another gym down the street, you really want to present that USP to them so that they pick you instead. It also demonstrates what you stand for. So people rally behind strong causes, and you really want to attract a community around this USP. So this really helps you attract new customers, but also retain your customers. So if you have a USP, it's kind of like a promise. You want to answer that promise and make sure that you're using that every single day, which really in turn is going to lead to more sales for you. So questions to ask when creating a USP. The first thing you want to ask is, what does your product or service solve? Are you helping seniors improve their mobility from a CrossFit class? Are you allowing moms to come in because you have daycare that's free so they can come in during the day or maybe even after school? Another thing is, what does your product or service offer that's meaningful? What is your motivating difference? Why would someone choose you over someone else? What does your customer want? We'll kind of dig a little bit deeper into this when we look into buyer personas, which we'll go over next. And then the last thing, is it unique? So being the most friendly gym really isn't unique, but a gym that maybe gives out towels after class and a sample smoothie, that's really unique because you aren't going to find that at the gym next door. So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into buyer personas. When you create a USP, you really want to start with the person first. So that's where a buyer persona comes into play. A buyer persona is really a model that describes your target customer based on market research. If you don't have market research, that's okay. You should utilize your current customers and members and kind of learn a little bit more about them. You kind of want to find the key parts of them, the demographics, why they chose you, what motivates them, and all these questions that we'll dig a little bit deeper into. So it's really important to create buyer personas because you really want to create a profile of the ideal customer so that all of your messaging can be crafted towards them. If you're targeting stay-at-home dads, you probably aren't going to target that the same way as a young millennial or maybe a teen. You really want that messaging to be different, and it's going to be specific to that person. So that's why we want to get super, super specific with these buyer personas. We can also create multiple buyer personas, but this is where it gets a little, you have to be very careful when you create different ones. You don't want to create so many buyer personas that you're really essentially targeting everyone. But if you have, an adult BJJ class and a kids BJJ class, maybe we're going to target the adult class to non-parents, maybe, women that are learning self-defense. And then we want to target the kids BJJ class to dads that are interested in getting their kids into martial arts. So then the other thing too that you can think about is negative personas can be created as well. So if we're doing a women's self-defense class, men would probably be in our negative persona. And that's because it's specifically geared towards women and helping them learn self-defense. So that negative persona would be anyone that doesn't fit in that bubble. So here's how to create a buyer persona. We want to first look at the demographics. So what are the names of these people? What are the ages? This is where we want to be specific because you're not going to target a teen the same way as you do a young mom. You're not going to target a teen the same way as a senior. If you have different classes for those people, you want to make sure you know that specific age. The gender, the relationship status too. So if you offer couples kickboxing classes or anything like that, we can target those people that are in relationships. The income level, job title, hobbies, and even location. So, this is a little bit easier since you are smaller businesses, but if you do want to learn how far people travel to you, that gives you a better idea of the other people that could be in your market as well. So identifiers. What is the demeanor of these people? How do they like to communicate? Do they like to talk to you online? Do they like to talk to you over the phone or in person? So this is really important when it comes to marketing and advertising, just because your call to action wants to meet that. If someone really likes to call you and your persona is going to be that person that picks up the phone and gives you a call, your call to action is going to say, give us a call now. If they really want to come in and get to know you before they want to buy, then you're going to tell them, come in and give us a free trial. If they really, really want to just message you and connect on social media, you can say, message us now and we'll get back to you soon. So those types of things are really important when it comes to marketing. So just make sure you kind of know the preferences of them communication-wise. We also want to look at their goals. So what are their goals? What are their challenges? What will they gain from using your product or service? And then also the attitude. So how will they react towards your product or service, and how do they make purchases? Do they do a lot of research before they make a purchase? Do they contact someone, or do they want to come in? So again, this kind of goes back to that marketing where you want to know, if they're going to research other gyms in the area, we want that unique selling proposition to stand out so they know that they want to come to you. We also want to look at what makes them happy. What do they enjoy? What do they like to do in their spare time? What are their biggest challenges? Maybe they're struggling to find motivation. Maybe they go to a 24-hour fitness and they just really can't get a quality workout. That's where you can come in and say, hey, we work really, really closely with you, and we set goals, and we do body scans, and we do all these other things for you to fit that need. What does this person fear? Maybe they fear getting old. Maybe they fear that they can't do the things that they used to do. So we want to target our messaging to that if that's the specific fear that they have. And then what are their primary goals? Maybe it's peace of mind. Maybe it's just having a little bit more energy. Maybe it's making new friends. Sometimes it doesn't have to be fitness related. Fitness businesses actually are lucky that you can kind of meet any lifestyle need as well. So if they want to make friends, we can focus a little bit on community. Maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they want to get toned. Maybe they have a big wedding coming up and they want to lose a little bit of weight for that, look their best for the big day. Your brides would be that perfect target market for you in that instance. So this is a really great resource that we'll actually send out. So all you have to do is provide just an email for this, and it's really a great way to kind of dig a little bit deeper into that buyer persona. So this kind of breaks down everything that we said. And really, I 100% suggest that you kind of go through this and just explore a little bit. Try different types of things. What is the person's background? Talk to your current members, see what their background is in, see how they meet all of these things that you're looking for in your buyer persona. So going back to your USP, why do we need them? It really makes your differences clear to prospective customers, which could really lead to more sales. So say someone sees an ad for your business and they see an ad for just another gym that's kind of near you. If we make a clear USP on that ad and show them why you're different, they'll probably choose you because you're fulfilling that need. And they'll probably stay with you a lot longer than maybe someone else who just is coming in for a free trial. So prospective customers have so many choices when it comes to products and services, and you really, really want to win their attention. Sometimes you have to compete against, 24-hour fitness, lifetime fitness, but you can do it because you're different, and we want to show that for you. So we're going to try and solve the problems and fulfill their goals and needs. The other thing, too, is you will reach the right people. So like I said, you're going to find the people that you want as members, those ideal customers that will come in and will love to come to your gym. You'll be memorable, and your marketing is going to be stronger. So you can use this USP to strengthen your brand with current members and even attract those new members. So if you're running Facebook ads, you can show them and tell them why you're better than your competitor. So kind of digging into how do we create a USP. So let's take a step back, try and review your mission statement, your business plan, market analysis, buyer personas, and business goals. If you don't really have any of these, that's okay. Just think about why you started your business. And that can kind of help spark that, I started my business because I wanted to fulfill this need, or I started my business because I'm so passionate about helping people because I want to do X, Y, and Z. So that's going to really help start creating your USP. So what are you selling? Who's your target audience? Who fits into your buyer personas? What does your business do well? So this is something that you can look at too. Again, we don't want to be, we're super friendly, we have the best trainers, because everyone can say that. But what can we say to go a little bit off of that? All of our trainers have X certification, or we have a community on Facebook that everyone posts tips in, and we hold each other accountable that way. So those are more things that you can dig a little bit deeper into, that it's not just that surface level type of thing. You can go a little bit deeper and find those USPs there. So what is your most important customer-faced business goal, and what problem are you solving? So those are just a few questions to start thinking about. The other thing too to consider is, again, like I said, not every gym can be the best. It's really just not unique anymore. So start thinking about your programs. Do you offer any special programs? Consider your background. What do you bring to the table? Do you offer a class that combines Pilates and yoga and strength training that plays 90s types of music? That's really unique. And that's something that we could create in an ad for your buyer persona, and they would love that. as long as we're targeting the right people. So you can always think about the vibe too. So what's the vibe of your gym? Everyone's community-oriented and friendly, but do you only play country music when you work out? That's super unique to other gyms. Do you offer daycare for the parents while they work out? Sometimes you may offer something that could be your USP, you just don't know it yet. So think about the things that you give a member that they can't get anywhere else. So next we're going to kind of dive a little bit into brands that have really good USPs. So we'll kind of talk about different reasons why they're good, and then maybe a little bit about their buyer personas as well. So Tom's, with every pair you purchase, Tom's will give a pair of new shoes to a child in need, 1 for 1. So their buyer persona is really going to be someone that cares about philanthropy, that has a really worldly view, maybe not the most fashion-forward type of person, but probably a younger millennial that has a little bit of spending money here and there. It's the type of people that are hoping to save the world. And their USP is really no other shoe business does this. So nobody captures the attitude of giving back in the business, and it's more focused on helping people. NyQuil. So this one is a little bit, kind of goes off of why you really want to create a buyer persona. Because their buyer persona is parents and busy people. I'm sure everyone has seen the commercial where they say kids never take a day off. So that's really what NyQuil is kind of really putting their messaging to, is these parents that really don't have time to take a day off. So their persona drove their USP, and then their USP dictated their advertising. The other thing, too, to think about is they're probably not targeting teens. They're probably not targeting older people. Really, their messaging is for those parents, but those people are still using it anyways. So even though it's not your ideal target market, you're still going to get those other people as well. So M&M's, the milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. So this is a really old USP. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be new, and it doesn't have to be flashy. This is just one feature that they had that nobody else had, and people know them for it. So that's something else to think about with USPs. Patagonia is another great example. So they're a little similar to Tom's. Their buyer persona is a little bit higher end. It's a client that cares about the earth and high quality, and also sustainability. So they do a really great job of using their USP in their marketing as well. So they always do the opt-out side for Black Friday, which really completely goes against a clothing brand. You know, you want people to purchase your products on Black Friday, but really Patagonia is sticking to that brand message and that USP and telling people you should go outside and help the environment instead. So how you deliver it is really important. It's all about being consistent. So if you have a USP, you want to consistently push that through marketing, through different things, and you want to make sure you're living up to it every single day. And then we have the Dollar Shave Club. So everything you need in the bathroom, from razor blades to grooming products, automatically delivered to your door. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So really their buyer persona is going to be a busy, cost-conscious man, probably a millennial, maybe a little bit younger. They do still care about quality, but they're really so on the go that they just don't have time to go to the store. Their problem that they're facing is maybe they need a new razor before they need shaving cream, or maybe it's the opposite. They just don't have everything on hand all the time, and the solution that Dollar Shave Club is providing is that they tell you you're never going to run out of products. We'll deliver them right to your door. You don't have to worry about going out. You don't have to worry about remembering to go out and get these things. It's delivered right to you, and they do a great job of the marketing as well, pulling everything in together. And then just some closing thoughts. So once you have a USP, no other company can put their name in that sentence and have it make sense. So kind of going back to the things that we just talked about, those brands that are doing really well. You don't really have another shoe brand that can put their name at the same thing that Tom's does. So there's no other shoe brand that does that. The same thing with Dollar Shave Club. They're just very unique, and they push that out to the consumer so that they know what they stand for. Also thinking about having a narrow focus and thinking about something that's very specialized. So make it a really personal experience for your target market. And really go back to making a promise. Your USP implies a promise that you're making to your customers on a daily basis. So make sure you're always sticking to it, and make sure it's just consistent through all channels. And then again, it's just a really important piece to your marketing. It kind of ties everything together. It really helps those new people and potential customers see what you're all about in just a really short little blurb. And then they can kind of learn a little bit more about you, maybe explore a little bit more, depending on what they like to do. But it kind of pulls it back right in. You can get those people, you can get a little bit more sales just from knowing your USP.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have questions, definitely let us know. But otherwise, we'll be sending the recording as well as the presentation out with the buyer persona template that Brianne showed a little bit ago. And you should be receiving that email soon. All right, we will see you for the next webinar.